we start with that? What did happen last time?
3 thin dancing flames and basalt columns. And some portals.
Remember the portals?
There are scrape marks by the portals, suggesting something came through.
Pretty sure something did come through and whammied us.
Didn't we kill it?
We tried to close the portal, and in the process of it, something came out.
Yes, flopping wings.
Yep. And we closed it before a whole bunch came through, and we just fought one of them, and one of them almost messed us up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knocked it out after being munched.
Oh, did I? Nice.
Finally taken down by Apop, Jeremy, and an army of fleas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up there as you are, still making your descent through the caverns in the hotspot. Astra, the leader of the tenders, still in your group. She's still there. Oh, I forgot to put her in. As you had finished making your way down like the crooked chimney where you had to kind of scuttle on your stomachs and your back, entering into a crawl space before opening up into a like jet black cavern walls with these like kind of octagonal geometric basalt column shapes. These like very white, almost iridescent veins kind of pulsing through, not unlike if you think of like a marble, where you see the veins of the stone kind of moving through. These have almost been reflecting light through the cavern as you've been following it, before the chamber kind of opens up these jagged shards on the walls, opening up to reveal, I believe if I remember correctly, it was 3 kind of portals that initially looked like threads from the side, just floating in the air. But as you sort of moved around it, you saw landscapes through the portals themselves. You initially saw one that appeared to be closed, just a floating kind of thread in the air of this flickering fire. You saw a landscape of like stormy, rainy seas and sky. And if I remember correctly, you saw a forest, a sunlit forest that it looked just a little bit off, a little bit strange, but kind of recognizable all at the same time. You figured out that approaching the portal hurt. As they were ringed in fire, Aurora pushing a bone through the portal had the bone char and turn to ash as it passed through. Elle trying to close one of the portals, successfully closing it temporarily before it had kind of shifted and opened up to a barren sort of desert landscape with what looked to be some sort of shadowy tower in the background. And as you all kind of took a look into that landscape, you saw, I think it was Elle actually trying to shoot something through or shoot something at the portal itself and attracting something on the other side of the portal, one of which made it through after seeing a bunch of flapping figures come. You had a little bit of a showdown with a like massive fiery vrock in the cavern itself, doing quite a number on Elle, quite a number on Basil. And eventually kind of being waylaid by one of Astra's most powerful spells while Apok got the killing blow. As you are all kind of breathing heavy for a second, taking stock, Elle and Basil kind of scorch marks around your armor. Elle, I believe you are still holding on to the Borealis, if I have that correct.
Yep, for dear life.
As you are all kind of just in the heat of this place itself, sweat starting to drip through your feathers, drip through your armor, onto your cloak. Any handles that you're gripping on your weapons, your grip is starting to get really slick. As the like fiery carcass of the rock is sitting just in front of Astra. all of you catch your breath for a second, feeling the heat kind of searing your throat as you sit in what was a hot space and is now even hotter because of the frost cell. The thin rings of the portal still kind of gently flickering like a campfire. What do you all like to do?
We're a little beyond the canopy at this point, wouldn't you say?
You, the thing that we killed, is it sitting there? Or did it move?
No,
It did not move. It is this sort of like fiery. As you were fighting it, it had like fire kind of licking off of it. Its wings looked to almost be made of fire as it kind of like hopped to and fro and just hovered around you during the fight. Now that its body is lying there, you just see kind of these like almost skeletal membranes or bones. You don't necessarily see the fire of the wings anymore, but you feel the heat of this thing as there are like just a few flames on an otherwise kind of scaly creature.
You said scaly creature, so there's scales on this thing.
From a distance, kind of looks like it. It is sitting right in front of Astra, who is about 40 feet away from where you are. You're kind of closer to the portal to the cave.
You want to nick him?
My thinking is like if we look closer, would we get a sense like these scales are like fire resistant because it itself was not setting itself on fire, causing itself
Interesting.
harm. Could we like descale it with more grease and
Makes it like fire resistant shields or something.
I don't know. Sure. Can I approach this dead carcass and look?
You can go ahead and make me a nature check.
I am terrible.
Yep. Yep.
Do this
You
so
should have asked
well.
me.
No, you can do it too.
Nope, that's okay. It's how it's playing out.
That's a 2.
As you approach, you notice that it doesn't really look like scales. It does look like a skin. And sorry, Peanut, but the best way I'm going to describe it is like bird's skin or birds, like the skin on birds' feet, where it is still a skin, but it's very dry. It's kind of cracked.
It's kind of scaly.
Well, her feet are scaled. Feathers are just evolved scales. But it's kind of this like, it's not smooth, it's very kind of rigid and bumpy. You can see like impressions of bone underneath.
That's it.
You have no idea if it's fire resistant, but you can tell that it's more of a skin and less of a scale.
That's it. Okay.
With a 2.
Yeah.
It still works all the same.
Do we don't see any more of them like just on the other side of the portal? Are they sort of scrabbling to?
So Elle had successfully closed the portal once again as this thing came through. When she was knocked unconscious, yes, because I believe you were knocked unconscious. I didn't get a chance to listen to the last episode, so we're going off of memory and notes, which is not as good as it used to be.
I'm still up.
You're still up, but I think you were knocked unconscious and brought back.
No, that was Basil.
That was
That was-
Basil, yeah. I was very close to getting knocked out, but I'm still kicking.
Okay. So, I think you may have still lost your concentration on trying to keep the portal closed.
Uh-oh.
Check. If not by now, it would have run out. We had quite a few rounds. Yeah, we had quite a few rounds. So as you're kind of like thinking about this, Elle bleeding very heavy, or at least some of your wounds are probably charred over a little bit. The portal itself reopens, kind of flickers and reopens, the same as it did before. You get the sense, Elle, I think you got the sense before that Your magic kind of fights with it, but it's not quite strong enough to fully close it. And as the portal kind of reopens, you see a different scene. Elle, I believe you are the closest. Flip the other scene. Here we go. Elle, you are the closest. Everyone else is too far away.
What are you doing over there, Al?
Can I get a sense that the portal, like if there's light or something different, I'm just gonna turn around very slowly to look at what might be appearing behind me.
Yeah, so as you feel your magic dwindle and you feel the portal open, you feel the heat of it once more because you are still within 5 feet. Yeah, you are still within 5 feet, at least according to this. You take 4 points of fire damage as
I'm
you kind of
resistant.
peer over your shoulder. You're resistant, so 2 points. As you peer
I'm
over
still
your...
unconscious. I was at 1.
Did you only have 1?
I had 1 hit point at the end, and I knew my turn was coming up next, and I was like, I'm gonna get knocked out by the heat.
Yep. As you just see a quick flash of green before the heat hits you. And as Aurora, you turn over and say, "How's it going, Elle?" You just hear a just thunk.
She's fine. Mrs. Q, I think you should probably go check on Elle.
Yep. Mrs. Q waddles over. And seeing the collapse is going to cast a spell. Oh, no. Oops. Well, I pressed the button on that one, so show up.
No.
Oh, I just hit them on by. It's Cure Wounds. Cure Wounds at 3rd level. That's 3d8 plus 2. Would you like to roll it, Elle? Or would you like me to roll it?
What makes the most sense? I think Mrs. Q should roll it.
You go
I'm
ahead
out.
and roll Mrs. Q.
Yeah.
You don't happen to have that thing that heals maximum if they're down?
Is that a thing?
It is.
How do I get that?
Different domain.
Okay.
You need to worship a different god.
Yeah. I think I need 9. Can I borrow? 8. Thank you. That is that's 9. You have 9.
All right.
You see some like flower petals emerge and fall on you.
And then immediately get burnt.
Yeah, they wilt pretty quick.
Okay. As Mrs. Q rushes over, flower petals appear and kind of sizzle a little bit in the heat of the portal itself. But Elle, you kind of wake yourself back up as you see that kind of flash of green out of the corner of your eye through the portal, but you're looking up at the face of Mrs.
Welcome back. Can I help you up?
I think I'm just gonna lie here for a second. Did anything else come through?
Not that I've seen. But I have my crochet hook at the ready.
Now that she is back, Elle is also going to cast some healing on herself.
Get away from that. Get away from that like portal. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna get up, get away from the hot thing, and
back up.
I'm
Broken
still probably
Andrew.
gonna. I'm gonna cast a healing word on
I was
myself
ready
too.
to roll.
For the love that all is humble, get back.
She backs up all the way into a different portal.
No, I don't have the owl bear, so I don't actually know where I am. But wherever I am, I'm away from a portal. At least
Is the
so I
owl bear
can
open?
see kind of what's going on. I'm trying to remember what it looked like.
Yeah, sorry, I'll send out the owl bear just for visual.
Oh.
It's just for visual. There's still drawings on it.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I'm still like with the lightning bolts.
Oh yeah, so it's a charred rock all at the same time.
I dropped the witch bolt.
It's cute, you're like over here now.
I like frying pan. It's so great.
I love these little things. They're so stinking cute.
I love how like we're literally like half dead because like this thing destroyed us, but we're all just smiling.
How good we look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So happy.
All right. APOC, Aurora, Basil, was there anything you wanted to do before we kind of loop back to you, Mrs. Q, and Elle? Also, just remember, there's no trees here. It's the best map I could find. You're in a stone cave.
So this like fire rock, I'd like to investigate a little bit. Does it like have bones and like is it corporeal or is it more like elemental when you said it's like it's got skin, so I'm assuming it's like yeah, where does it fall
I'm
on
gonna
the
get-
corporeal scale?
Well, you can certainly reach out and touch it if you want to. Some of you got clawed, some of you got bit. As you do reach out and touch it, you kind of like instantly pull your hand away. It's almost like you touched a hot element. It is hot to the touch.
It's pretty big.
I actually kind of like that. Let's just say it was kind of on fire mostly, but now it's just a little tough at the back of its skull, like in the picture, because it's kind of cute. But you can see through the skin. The skin itself looks very, very thin, and you can see like bone protrusions, but on a quick glance, that's what you can tell. You can make a nature check if you want to try and
Yeah,
gather more
Sure,
info.
why not? I like to roll.
Sure, why not?
23. Oh
23.
wait, no, sorry. 12.
It's certainly corporeal. It's definitely there. You can definitely touch it. You haven't necessarily come across a creature like this before. However, it's definitely not like the other creatures made of fire that you've seen. It definitely looks to be more of a beast animal kind of situation. So best guess is that there is bone in there. It's hot, but there's bone.
Now that I've established that, do I think it was like smart at all?
Do you think it was smart?
Yeah, just like when we were fighting it, like more than just like animalistic. Like that's what I'm trying to glean.
I'm gonna get you to go ahead and make, thinking of the battle itself, make an insight check to see what you remember.
I want to know, is this a moral dilemma? Like, do you feel bad if they're intelligent?
10? Are you asking that in game?
Well, I don't know in game if it's happening. I'm more curious. If this is like a dolphin situation.
No, this is me trying to like work out if I can speak with dead. I'm getting into like the necromantic kind of.
Yeah.
You get the sense, based on what summoned it, based on how it made it through the portal, and based on the fight itself with a 10. It appeared to be more on the animalistic side.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hard to. There was a little bit of strategy, maybe, but there was also a lot going on, and you didn't pay that much attention.
I'm like half pulling out my 19-inch crystal, and I just slide it back into its. That's it for me.
Hawk and Basil, anything?
Is the
before you
portal
go?
like still open that something could pass through it?
So there are 2 open portals,
Okay.
and one that is just a thin line still. So the one with all the question marks on the left there is the thin
Mhm.
line. The one in the middle, you can still see a like vast expanse of water and ocean. It's kind of like, it looks like it's almost past its sunset, so it's very dark, but you swear you can hear it if you listen closely. And the one that had just opened by Elle and Mrs. Q, you see like make a perception check from where you were.
10?
It's another forest, not unlike the one that you initially saw. However, this one is like green, lush, very beautiful.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for people
You're gonna keep an eye out for people? Okay.
in these
With
portals.
a 10?
Yeah.
Basil, anything you want to do?
Don't think so.
I just wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to jump back in and get back into the zone. Now it's kind of a free-for-all. Please just let me know what you'd like to do. L, Mrs. Q, you were the ones by the portal, but if anyone wants to do anything, just jump in anytime.
Elle, have you moved yet?
Yeah, I've moved away from like the fiery stuff. So I don't think that'll get me.
Basil, how are you feeling?
Rough, but I'm up.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, you would just see like blood and gashes on him from being bitten by this thing.
Mrs. Q, realizing that maybe you're not like in dire straits where she has to, use a spell, does pull out a handkerchief. And does a little bit of spot cleaning of your armor.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Q.
I have some baking soda in here if you need to give it a good scrub.
I appreciate that. Mrs. Q.
So, just a recap. So we've seen a water portal, a tower.
Yeah. Like a dark tower.
And was there a third one?
You've seen a water portal. The tower was the second vision on the portal on the right there. Yeah. Hi, Peanut. The first environment you saw, the portal on the right, was a kind of like sepia toned forest with sunlight filtering through, a lot of kind of tall trees. That was the one that you initially shoved the bone. The newest one that you can see is in that same portal. So the one on the right has now had a third different vision, a third different environment. The very lush green. No, thank you. A very lush green forest view. Really, really tall trees, like old growth redwood firs kind of situation.
What's everybody thinking?
Is there only one way in and one way out of this cabin?
So you came in from this side here, if you're looking on looking on the map. It looks like there is another exit on this side. You're kind of in this sort of like round, vaulted, carved out space. It looks to be another exit, but it looks a little on the dark side. You can't quite tell.
Do we think we need to do more here?
Do we leave these portals open? Clearly something's come out.
I mean, they were open when we got here, right?
Yes.
Is it our presence that made things come through? Or do we think many bad things that are impacting the growth are coming from it?
Do you want me to go through and see what's on the other side?
I don't know about that.
Somebody got burnt last time. We tried to do that.
Yeah, didn't the bone just get turned to dust when you put it through?
Well, that was with the sepia tone one.
Didn't you tried a second one too and it got burnt.
Well, I'm gonna try to pull out another bone and stick it into this, like, I guess it's the ocean.
Which
view.
one do you stick it in?
The ocean view.
The ocean view? Okay. As you approach, it is extremely hot, like the other portals. You do take 5 points of fire damage.
Take that in my sleep.
And as you kind of wince and push the bone through, you can like almost hear this time above the sound of the waves. You hear just a as you push the bone through. And as you pull it back out once more, you see that it has been just charred. Pieces have flaked off. It's definitely skinnier than the part you're holding in your hand.
Wait. What if we wait? Can we use the aspect to get through?
Or do you want to stab the portal with the?
Aspect of ice.
I mean,
Or the Borealis.
that's
I mean, do we risk accidentally destroying it or accidentally dropping it through a portal?
Let's not do that.
Let's do that.
He's like, oh, oops, no.
no.
Just like javelin it through.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We could try one of our shards. It's like awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on then. Yes, we could throw a shard through. It might make it. Doesn't mean we will.
No, but like if we can cool the portal. The portal's hot, right?
Okay, then we would need to put both that and one of the bones through to see
Yeah.
whether it doesn't char when the aspect is also there.
Yeah. I'd touch it with one of the things and then try and go through. Right?
We have more bones?
I walk over to the rock and I try and rip in and like pull a rib out.
Make a strength check.
Oh, good. Do I get like athletics at all? Or?
Can I help? Can I like ghost pottery help?
No ghosting.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure. If Aurora's gonna let it happen, I
Will
will
you-
give you advantage on the roll.
Let's have-
It's a 4.
Okay, she's not letting it happen. So,
Wait,
it's easy enough to shove your
I let it
hand.
happen. It's a 5.
But it feels like a 6.
Oh, God. Reason why I'm saying strength is you are trying to shove your hand through even an opening in the skin, grab a rib and pull it out. I do not think that counts as athletics. You are able to shove your hand in and grab a rib. But apparently the fact that when you touched its skin and it felt like a hot element did not deter you from shoving your whole hand inside its body. You take 10 points of fire damage. As you grab onto the rib and are trying to pull, you hear it crack. It's going to take another yank if you want to get it off.
Yeah, let's go. All
Okay.
day.
She's all for the yank.
That's a 9.
Okay. You take another point of fire damage. I rolled low.
Oof.
But you are able to pull out just like a dagger-sized part. You're not going to get a whole rib. This thing is big. You're going to get like the tip, the tail end of it.
All right, here you go.
Oh, wait, is that a good representation? Because doesn't fire not affect it?
It's a little late now. Here.
Can't we just use an arrow?
Do you have spares?
I always got arrows.
Go for it.
This is like, I hate you guys.
11 points of fire damage later.
I mean, I'm not gonna try and yuck on your yumps. If you want to do something, you can do it.
Yeah, go for it. Give it a shot.
All right. Okay, well, who's holding the thing up to cool this bad boy?
Are we using one of the shards that we're carrying?
Yeah, go for it. Here,
Well,
Are you holding it or are you giving it to me?
I'm just giving
I
you.
was gonna say, who's gonna use it? Who? I mean, doesn't everybody need it?
I'll give you.
I don't have one.
I'll, I'll give you mine.
Okay. I mean, we'll touch it with the ice thingy,
Okay.
and then we'll stick an arrow through.
Okay. So the ice shards require activation,
Oh.
and they can only be activated and used once.
Didn't
So if
you-
you are going to do so,
Oh, did you activate it? No. Are we sure you want to do this?
Like I said, maybe how about this? I'll activate it. I'll jump through the portal. The reason why I'm saying I can jump through the portal is because I can at least communicate to you guys on the other side.
But also possibly die.
I don't.
Yeah, I think your screams of pain will communicate very well to us what has happened.
I'm assuming I can pull things back in. So that means like whatever goes across can come back in. So I assume I can jump back in, unless I get like evaporated.
So
And like,
through this point, are we hearing the sound of waves, or is it like we see waves, we don't hear the waves? Like, is he gonna jump in and start screaming, but then we can't hear anything, so he's just miming screams?
We're
to
gonna
us?
see him. He's gonna be right there.
and I've got my like I'll use the aspect of ice, so I'll have that protection, so we should be fine. And let me hold hold the Borealis, and I'll hold the other end, and I'll jump through, and then you can pull me back. Like tie one of my hands off to the Borealis.
Okay, Mrs. Q gets out the strongest yarn. That's wrapping it around your wrist.
Yarn?
Do I have rope? Probably.
It's like fire resistant. Well, I guess we're
None of it's fire resistant.
we're betting on the Borealis. Okay,
We could be sending our
I-
friend to our death right now.
I understand. Okay.
Elle is just looking between Aurora and the Borealis and is like kind of holding it a little closer to her.
Wait a second. Maybe I shouldn't go.
Really?
Does anybody else want to go?
No.
Because I can bring you back if you die.
Okay.
Oh. What if we melt and it's just a pile of ash?
Let's see, what do I got here? I need most of your body back.
That's of today's episode.
In
what a sentence.
okay,
Wait.
what else?
Do you still have your fire butterfly elemental thing?
Familiar.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it can turn fire, right? Like I can't communicate. Well, you could communicate with it.
But it
Like,
if it is similar and can like turn into fire.
I mean, it is fire right now, right? I mean, it's immune. Yeah, it doesn't get affected by fire, so like we could send it through. You guys want to do that? You'd have to talk with it. I mean, I can tell it to do something, but like,
maybe we try that. Send the familiar through.
Could someone clarify for me why we're doing this?
I just want to see what's on the other side of this portal.
yeah, what else are we gonna do?
This is the whole night, guys.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go, right? Like there's just us in the portals.
There-
Potential other door.
There's
the
a
other side
path.
of this cabin.
Yeah, there's a path on this side.
Oh, there's another door?
I talked about this already.
So we essentially have two portals. This one is like sort of closed, right? It's like
Uh-huh. I mean,
Yeah.
if we do this and you don't mind
and then
losing your familiar over
there's
it,
a dark.
I don't want to lose my familiar.
Do we just ignore these portals and then just go to the path, or do we fully commit to the portal adventure? What if we go through this and then something comes out and attacks, like ganks us from behind?
What's a gank?
yeah, fully okay.
A sneak attack.
Can you close the portal and then open it up again to see what else shows up?
Do we have enough spells?
Oh, it was
Let's
dispel-
try.
It was dispel magic, right?
Do you have the spell magic?
Question.
This is a good question. I love how Andreas is being quiet, just letting us. do
She's
stuff.
whispered
Yeah.
a few things under her breath.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see
It-
this.
I've got dispel magic because that's what we used last time. After realizing that's probably what it would take. I've only got. Elle has a feeling that if she is able to change one, but she might not have enough juice to close it if something bad happens.
All right.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think she might be able to figure out a way, so we could do that.
I mean, Mrs. Q still really not sure why we're doing this.
I missed the door.
Okay. Okay. I will jump through if the group deems it appropriate.
Maybe we should check the door first.
Well, there's no door. It's just a
It's just-
dark entryway.
Every dark entryway is a door to something.
Oh.
What else would you call that?
When is a door not a door?
When it's ajar.
Thank you. Okay, Mrs. Q is gonna walk over to the dark entryway. Just have a little nose in. Have a little sniff down there. See
This
what's up.
giant thing comes out and snacks.
Well, then we knew. We've been faffing around with these portals.
Mrs. Q, go ahead and make a perception check.
A which, sorry?
Perception, please.
Okay. Do I have disadvantage?
Are you exhausted?
Yes. Huh. That is a 13.
13. So as you kind of waddle over, as a reminder, the ground here, this is a part of a cavern, but it has not been man-made. Everything that you have seen so far is all still very natural in this cave. So you are kind of hobbling over some rocks to get there. As you kind of like take a peek, you're sort of leaving behind the brightness of the portals, and some of the veins of white that you've been following start to kind of lessen as you go a little bit farther down. You all see Mrs. Q waddle 30 feet, 40 feet, a little bit farther. It turns dim very quickly. But there is enough light from behind you and a few of the veins of white that have kind of continued snaking between the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. You see kind of a continuation, at least so far, another, you can see about 30 feet with your dark vision, or 30 feet in dark vision. You see the ground kind of becomes a little rockier, kind of becomes a little more like a boulder here, a section over here that looks like it's a little easier to trod, almost like a landslide sort of situation where there's just a bunch of rocks, but it looks like it keeps going. You don't see a wall. You just kind of see it disappear into black.
Mrs. Q pulls out her spatula and casts light, which gives her an additional 20 feet of vision. Does she see anything more?
So it becomes very clear, the like kind of rocky terrain under your feet. You can see a little bit farther now, and it keeps going. It kind of starts to slope like down a little bit, but very gradually.
Looks like this just goes somewhere that I can't quite see, but maybe downwards. Nothing has eaten me yet.
As you shout that out,
Oh no.
I'll just say the rest of you for ease because you're all kind of there. The rest of you see the ocean portal. You almost hear the of like a flame kind of flickering, and you see it kind of twist itself closed. You see the thin line of flame just hovering there, not unlike the one on the left, the one that's been closed this time. And as that one closes, you hear that same kind of whooshing sound as this one on the left kind of just starts to peel itself open. So the one on the left here is open.
What do we see?
The one in the middle. So I'm on the owl bear, if you can all see.
Yep.
The one in the middle is closed. The one on the right is still the lush green forest. It's open.
What do we see in the new one?
See what's in the portal that just opened? Like what seems?
Perfect. Someone's changing it for me. Thank you. Mrs. Q, unless you're going to waddle back, everyone within the vicinity who kind of looks closer at the portal, you see in the one that just opened, it looks like it's a twilight dusk sort of situation, and you see what looks like a ground kind of covered in moss. And as you kind of get a little closer, everyone go ahead and make a perception check. Let's see how much you can see here, or how close you need to get to the portal to really see it.
Nostrils.
That's a 6 for me.
That's a 7.
6, 7, 11. L?
15.
Okay. Mrs. Q and Basil, it's a little trickier for you to see. Mrs. Q, you're still kind of waddling back. So right now you can just see what looks like moss. It looks like it's kind of climbing up on things. L, APOC, and Aurora. All the vowel names. As you look closer, you see this like blanket of moss. It's very thick. It's very, very green. And you see it kind of crawling up the sides of something. And the closer you look into it, you see kind of like sunlight shafts kind of hitting in, but they're very, very few. They almost look to be a little high up. You almost have to kind of bend down to get a better look up through the portal. And at first you think that these things that the moss is kind of climbing up and growing on are trees, but as you look a little bit closer, you realize that they are just pillars of stone. Kind of like look underneath, you see shafts of light coming through, and you get the sense, Elle, you in particular, that these are almost pillars, like spires of stone that just go straight up. They're thin, they're no bigger than the trunk of a tree, they just go up. And there's a break and they just go up. It's like a forest made of stone with green moss kind of clinging to the sides and clinging to the floor. Even if you kind of crane your neck underneath, you really can't see the top of these pillars as you're just trying desperately to see. But that's what you would get with your words.
Do we see the moss moving, or that it's stationary but it's all over the pillars?
With a 15, you kind of watch it for a second, having some bad experiences with moss. You don't get the sense that it's moving.
Okay.
As much as I'm interested in this, I don't want to leave Mrs. Q to her own devices. So I think I'm gonna back up a bit and start at least keeping an eye. We're getting closer to Mrs. Q.
So we have a mossy stone, forest, potentially a ocean.
It was an ocean.
It was an
But
ocean.
it closed. So it could open up to something else once it opens again.
I was trying to see.
No.
my line. Like,
When you went down there, did it feel warmer? Or was it about the same temperature as here? This is
excellent.
Q.
I will tell you the answer to that.
You only went like 40 feet. Felt pretty close to the same.
I mean, I can't tell you for certain. I get hot flashes all the time these days.
Are you a little old for that?
Oh,
I think
Young man, you know better than to question a woman's age.
But you were like here for the first wars.
I slap him. Just,
Make an
just
attack
I just
roll.
walk over and slap him
Make an
but
attack roll.
slap him where?
right across the face.
Okay. Could be a butt smack. Who knows?
It's a natural 20.
Roll your damage.
Well, it's just a slap, so it'd be 0 points of damage.
No. You have 0 strength?
Yeah.
Okay. So Aurora walks over. Describe it, Aurora.
When you say that, I just walk over and just wham right across the face, and then I walk back to Mrs. Q. Don't even say a word.
You feel the slap and the sting of Aurora's hand across your face, and your vision blurs for a second. As Aurora, if you turn around quickly, you don't see, but the rest of you might see Apoc just kind of stock still, like head turned. You feel the length of your arm, the heaviness of your body as you are walking in a dark alley. You can feel your head almost scraping the ceiling of this ceiling. You can feel long hair kind of flowing behind you as you walk, the green veins pulsing underneath you as you feel just magic coursing. You turn and look over your shoulder and see this small winged creature clinging onto the stone as it screams at you. You hold your arm out and close your fist, and you feel its neck snap without you touching it. It just falls to the ground limp. You see rows of doors on each side as you're walking, and you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At the very end, you grab onto the bar and yank the door open, and you see this ball of half-formed, half-unformed flesh, with long dark hair and long pointed ears, 2 like reptilian wings kind of expanding out behind, and half of a beautiful face with the other half kind of still molted and almost forming as you look at this creature, as she kind of stands in front of you with a gold chain necklace and a green pendant that's yours. And you feel your voice kind of rumble underneath you as you speak. Petra. You feel your hand reach out, and you see Petra's one good eye open in shock before you snap back to your body, as you kind of take a stumble step after Aurora's slap. And take a breath.
That was a slap.
Yeah.
The rest of you saw Apoc almost get slapped and almost move in slow motion as he kind of takes a step and recovers. We're going to take a break there.
Jesus.
Jeez.
back in so that we don't run into the Edmonton game today.
Oh, that's
I have my priorities.
Also, it starts after 10.
no. We're playing till 1:30.
No. I was just in Vancouver for a conference and there was a few of us on the plane, including like my director, medical director, and we landed at 9:30 their time, got to the hotel at 10, so it was like 1 a.m. our time. I was exhausted because my bedtime's at like 11.
Mhm.
And my medical director goes like, okay, who's up for like a drink? You want to go for a drink? Fried noodles? Like, you guys want to go out? I'm like, no. Sleep for me, please.
When Andrew is not around, which doesn't happen very often these days, but honestly, when he's not around, I'm in bed at like 8:30 and I just like hang out there and fall asleep. And it's so good. I love going to bed early so much. It's the dream. But I like getting up early, which is fine. It works.
Look on his face.
But the problem is I can't I have to fall asleep first.
Well, no,
So-
it's also that you hate going like
I don't like going to sleep if I'm the only one in bed, but
Yes.
also he needs to fall asleep first because he snores so bad that I can't sleep. And I have to be
Guilty.
asleep first and be in deep sleep zone before he sleeps. So it's
well, no, you need to fall.
no, it's what I mean.
Yes.
Like I fall asleep first so that I can be in deep sleep before you start like a chimney stack.
We're not recording yet, are we? Eric?
Oh yeah, we're back.
Okay.
When Andrea says we're back,
Steph, don't look. Okay, sorry. Off track for a second. We'll jump back in. So as you all see Aurora slap APOC, turn around and sashay away, and APOC kind of slow motion takes a step back before stumbling. APOC, you feel your body is just kind of electric for a second, and you feel in your core a rage that you have no idea where it's coming from. And you huff for a second, and you blink, and you close your eyes and focus and make a fist. And in a second, it just kind of dissipates.
you okay, Mrs. Q?
There's like no urge to punch Aurora.
No,
Okay.
you can if you want to.
I don't think I would equate the two to the same thing.
You say something, Aurora?
You okay, Mrs. Q?
Oh yeah, I'm okay. I appreciate you standing up for my honor. But in reality, he says this kind of stuff all the time, and I just, pretend I'm mad. In reality, I'm so old, for real.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to say it. He's never gonna learn.
This is true.
Okay, we can fix him.
I agree. Between the two of us, we can do it.
So Basil walk up to APOC and be like, "That's what I call getting ganked." Are you okay?
Yeah, let's say I'm okay.
Do I believe him?
You can make an insight check. You can make a deception or persuasion check. You don't have to say what.
What if he's not sure what?
Pick one.
That's a 12 insight.
You can tell something's off, but like APOC isn't even sure what it is.
Okay. Basil will just kind of like pat APOC on the back and just say, "Well, let's go rejoin the rest of the group."
If you do, Mrs. Q will turn to APOC and say, "Are you okay?"
Princess Emily.
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay. You are right that I am very old. I just, don't like to think of myself as old.
But
So-
like,
Like this, you know?
you're immortal, right?
Oh, no.
If you haven't died now, will you?
I mean, I've been pretty close so far on this trip.
Well,
I-
I'll try and make sure you don't.
Thank you. Do you need some little something on there?
Like frozen peas?
Don't have frozen peas, they thawed. But I do have a little bit of calendula oil or calamine lotion.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it might get some of this soot off.
I'm putting it on your cheek. It's gonna smell like flowers.
I like to think it's like the pink calamine lotion. And as you are mixing it in the soot of Apoc's like white fur and just making it pink and sooty. It feels a little bit soothing.
It's like a charcoal rub.
It's like a charcoal rub is what it turns into. Yeah, it kind of turns to this like mottled
Oh,
gray pinky situation.
We'll wash that up once we get back up, upstairs.
All right. I'll hold you to it.
So where would you guys like to go?
I think we should look at these portals.
Yeah, while this has been happening, normally Elle is all for the drama. But while this has been happening, she's kind of sat nearby, not close enough to take any damage because she's learned. But she's gonna start ritual casting Commune with Nature. But she wants to be like kind of at least close to that foresty portal. Because she wants to see if this sense that usually will go out and see like the nature around her, if it'll like go into the portal.
Commune with nature. Let me just look this up real quick.
Mhm.
Commune with-
I mean, it says it's a ritual spell, but the casting time is 1 minute. So I'd rather take 1 minute to cast the spell than use the spell slot. I just thought it took like 10 minutes, but it does not.
So when you cast with a ritual, it adds like 1 minute to the casting
Okay.
time. So you'll take the 11 minutes to actually cast it. Sorry, did I say
Okay,
1 minute or did I
okay.
say 10?
Should be 10 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
plus
It's 10
plus the
minutes.
casting time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those 11 minutes, Ella's gonna be sitting quietly while all of this, I imagine, is like happening behind her.
Correct. When the outdoors, the spell gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you in caves and other.
So I know Elle will know that it'll be limited because we're in a cave and it's underground, but her intention is like she wants to kind of see if it'll work with this portal. Like if her magic can kind of go through to see. And she's gonna look for like powerful celestials, fae fiends, elementals, or undead. And I think looking at the influence from other planes of existence, like she's gotta be suspicious. This is
Okay.
kind of suspicious.
Okay. So you can do three facts of your choice about any of the following subjects.
And then let's look at relevant plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. Like, is there anything on the other side?
Sorry. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area.
Oh, so 3 things about one of the subjects.
That's how I'm going to interpret it.
Okay.
Okay, so pick your subject.
I mean, I guess influence from other planes. Like, I can tell these are portals, but we're not entirely sure what's influencing them to be. And we know there's shit on the other side, so.
Okay. So as Elle is sitting, does she do anything specific to set up this 10-minute ritual?
Well, she's been kind of working on this with Astra. She's learned a few things, so I think she's at least learned to like zen and calm out, which is probably why she's not paying attention as like the slapping and the calamine situation is going on back there. But like a little bit of breeziness because she wants to feel connected to the wind.
So as you feel this calm come over you, you swear you feel a little dance of wind, kind of like circle around, play with your feathers just a little bit, and kind of cool you down in the aura of the borealis as well. As you close your eyes, take in one deep breath, and you feel your consciousness kind of shift into the ground and just start to expand. You kind of feel little pockets of mineral deposits as you kind of spread throughout the area. And you kind of pull yourself together enough to move forward to where these portals are and extend your awareness and your consciousness out towards them. Practicing with Astra has given you the ability to pull yourself together and direct where you'd like to go. You get a strong pull. You feel yourself kind of being like pulled almost upwards and out of your body. And you feel the presence of, the best word that you can use to describe it is like collisions from different planes in this spot. And you feel 3 presences that are very much brighter than the rest. And brighter is kind of the wrong word, but kind of the right word. You can't see it, but it's there and it's shining, and you can feel almost the heat of it in this space. They're just kind of in front of you, not more than a few arms reaches ahead. But it's strange. 2 of them are shining a lot brighter than one. One of them has almost this pulling energy, this ethereal energy to it. And you know that that's a different plane. It's kind of coming slightly to your right. The one on your left, however, it's odd as you try and kind of form your consciousness around it a little bit more and try and get a better sense. I'm going to get you to make me an Arcana check.
Dirty 20. 15 plus 5.
You feel the energy of another plane. These 3 things are energy from a different plane. The one that you feel on the right, that's different. Whatever that is very, very different. The one on the left, you feel energy from another plane, but you also feel or see kind of strings of your own home plane. It's like it's tethering you to whatever's on the other side of this thing. You get the sense that that one's not a different plane. That one's mine. But it's not where I am now. But I'm not 100% sure where I am now either. You almost seem to recognize the one to your left more than anything. It's familiar. It's homey. As you kind of pull your consciousness back and just expand it out even a little bit more to the very, very edges of your radius in this space, you get the sense that although there is a presence of another plane here, there's also the presence of your own home plane. And that word collide, collision, crossing, that kind of repeats almost in your head, just subconsciously. And as the 10 minutes kind of starts to come to a close, you feel yourself just slowly starting to retreat back past the mineral deposits all the way back up until you feel the tips of your fingers once more, the air in your lungs, that little breeze coursing through your lungs. You just kind of sigh.
I was gonna turn around to try to and tell everyone what happened, and then she's gonna see Apok covered in lotion and Mrs. Q rubbing his face. And where did Aurora go? Just kind of walked away.
I'm by the dark, the precipice of the dark entrance.
I was just gonna look at Basil and be like, "What did I miss?"
So much.
Oh no. Anyway, so I think these are different planes. This one feels homey. I think we might be on a different plane, but I don't know for sure.
We might be the ones on a different plane.
I think so. I still don't know if we can go through these things either.
Well, if we know these things are here, they seem to be sticking around here. We can check out the rest of the cave and then come back.
That's a good idea.
Follow your lead, Mrs. Q.
Could be our ticket out.
True.
Otherwise, you got the blink dagger, Basil.
Or,
True. It wouldn't burn.
oh, or do you mean like
If we need to get back.
need the blink dagger here, throw me in, and then I blink back?
I think it's safer to throw the dagger, right?
I was gonna-
If we think the portal is on fire, then you want to be on the other side.
Oh, then blink to it and then throw it back.
Yeah. If you always travel via dagger, you'll never actually touch the heat.
If we're in a bind, we don't know what will happen. Like
Okay.
once we're outside.
Now you got me very.
All right, we'll come back. Come back to that.
Okay.
Okay. Spatula in hand. Let's go check this little area out.
The path. The dark, ominous
Yes, the
path.
dark ominous path. Let's go down.
Okay. Okay. So as you are all heading down, it is a very wide tunnel. So you came from across the crooked chimney into a crawl space into a wider tunnel that opened up here. And as you continue into this dark precipice area of doom, I can't remember, ominous darkness, whatever. It stays quite wide. However, as you start to kind of pick your way and realize how quickly it darkens, those of you without dark vision are having a very hard time seeing anything past like your hand in front of your face kind of
With
situation.
the spatula.
With the help of the spatula, you can now see your hand in front of your face and a little bit farther, but it still is a slow going. You're kind of on an angle, so you're having to almost walk on your heels and pick your way, kind of grabbing onto one rock to kind of shift your way down another. I would like everybody to make either an athletics or acrobatics check as you are trying to kind of pick your way down this tunnel.
Ooh.
Mine. That's a 17 for Basil.
Okay.
Athletic or acrobatics.
16. Aurora?
It's a 6.
Elle?
23.
Hey.
That's 5.
12.
12. Okay. Mrs. Q, you just made it. If anyone rolled an 11 or less, I think it's just Aurora. Astra has to roll too. She also fails because Astra fails everything. Does she? She no, Astra makes it. Barely. Roll the 12.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
As Aurora, you are still in your blue dress, your sapphire blue dress. And as you are trying to kind of like swing yourself around one rock, your dress catches on one of the rocks above. And as you try and swing, it kind of pulls you back and you feel your feet fly out from underneath you for a second as you land hard and take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
And you send a cascade of rocks hanging down this tunnel as all of you hear the echo of these rocks falling down this tunnel, kind of echoing through this cavern. You all kind of stay still for a second as you kind of hear the ting, 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 ting.
Well,
I'll
I guess
just
if there's
wait
anything down there,
inside.
they know we're here. Sorry, guys.
You all kind of take a moment, take a beat, listen out. You don't hear anything right away. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Hey, Mrs. Q, can you cast light on different things?
Yes, I just have always used my spatula. Seemed handy. Now it's big to handle. But yes, I can do something else. Do you have something in mind?
Yeah, can you do it on this arrow?
Yes, I can. There's everyone, lights about to go out for a second. No one panic. Light goes up.
Belle screams immediately.
As you hear that echo its way down the cavern.
I just want to scout ahead for a second.
Do you have
Make
a
sure. What?
do you have a color preference?
What would make scary things look cool? Purple?
Yeah, I like purple. It's kind of like pink. It turns purple.
Okay. It's gonna get dark in here for a second. Just sit tight. This is one of the red feathered arrows. I'm gonna shoot it down the tunnel, hopefully to the bottom. So just shooting it as hard as I can. It casts scrying wherever it lands.
Oh, okay. Red feathered.
Light is a little bit key here.
Yep. Oh, I gave you 5 of those?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I know. It's time to use them.
Wow.
All right, guys. Check out my boar log.
Which echoes down the top. Okay. So you shoot it as hard as you can, and you all see this purple streak vanish into
Mhm.
the distance as you are all sitting in the dark. You wait a beat as you see your arrow disappear. And then, kind of almost by surprise, you see your vision turn purple very quickly. As you kind of blink and it sort of evens itself out as the scry, which you did not realize happens as soon as the arrow lands.
Oh,
And just takes over your vision for a minute.
can I still talk to everybody?
Yeah, you're still able to talk to everybody, but you cannot see a single thing.
All right, guys, I'm going to describe everything very clear to you right now is what I see.
You see, it's kind of on an angle. You get the sense your arrow has landed on an angle. But what you can see before you is another kind of opening, not unlike the one you just passed or the tunnel you're just in. You see more of those white veins that seem to light up this area. It looks like there is still more tunnels kind of leading off in the distance. I think I was supposed to make you make a perception check, but it's fine.
I have really good vision.
Yeah. You just make
10.
Yeah.
Decent vision.
You see that it's a little bit lighter down here. Even without the purple, you can tell that there's more of those veins in the walls. And it's kind of hard to see, but what you actually kind of see, or what you think you see, built into the walls itself. It's not rock, but it looks like wood. Almost see something wooden or organic or something not rock. That's almost like pillars, sort of positioned at 4 quadrants, 5. You have no idea what's behind you on the other side, just what's ahead. But these pieces of wood, if that, kind of disappear above in this cavern. The one last thing you can see, it's kind of hard to tell though, is you get the sense that you are like parallel to the floor. There's almost like a haze, like a something kind of on the floor or emanating from the floor. There's a something. There's a something.
I think it's clear. Just maybe watch out where you step. At the bottom. It traveled for a while, right? Before it actually this growing hit.
Travel for like a one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
Okay.
kind of thing. Get the sense you don't have too much farther.
The coast is clear. Can we have the light back?
Thanks, back. And then she thinks, she's like, you know what? Purple's a good idea. It turns like a pinky purple. And then we keep going.
It matches the chamomile.
Yeah.
Okay. She keeps going. Watch out, Aurora. It's some more big rocks.
Okay, be careful.
I'm going to let your athletics check ride from before as you are all making your way down, now that you kind of have a better idea that the bottom is close by. And as you all kind of like set foot in this very dim light, it is slow going, and by the end of it, your muscles are very tired. You kind of like hit the ground and you feel it sort of level out. It's still very rocky and uneven, but you feel it kind of level out around you. And as you all kind of catch your breath and gasp after the exertion, you kind of look down a little bit more of a dark tunnel before you see the scene that APOC had kind of described, where you see more veins of white in the rock appear and start to like really kind of spider web its way into this kind of more open chamber. You can't really see the ceiling. It's darker where you are. But you see what APOC has described as these not rock, maybe wood, organic materials. And from where you are, I'd like everyone to make a perception check, as you actually have, not angled ground vision, but standing full vision.
13.
13?
13 too.
That's a 1 for fail.
Basil. Oh no. L?
Is the exhaustion.
14.
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay.
But APOC at this point is more focused on like this wood thing that he saw, trying to figure out what it is.
So if you are perceiving from where you are, what you can see that APOC couldn't initially see from his arrow in the ground is a better view of that haze. And kind of what you get is it's less haze and more like a very soft glow of something on the floor. And all of you are magically inclined at some point or another, in some way or another, and you get the sense that this soft glow it looks like something. It looks like runes or something carved into the floor itself. You're still about 50 feet away, but you can definitely see that there is some sort of pattern to that glow in the floor. APOC, if you are looking at this not rock wood situation, instead, you had a 14, 13?
Was it? Yeah.
What you can see as you look And it makes a lot more sense now that you're not at an angle. Is you see that this room is far more circular and far more intentional than the other parts of this cavern that you have been to. You do indeed see 4 pillars of this knot rock. And it looks like tree bark. You even see where trees almost look like where they have the roots kind of digging into the ground. It's like the tree is growing out of the rock floor itself and up out of view where you can just see its side bark. And it's in the wall almost. So like if you think of like a corner of a wall, the tree is almost like a semicircle, kind of rounding out the edge of this corner is the best way I can describe it, with a root or a protrusion of some sort burying itself into the floor. You see them kind of at these 4 corners. 4 corners in a circular room, but these 4 positions in a circular. And furthermore, the veins that you see in the rock walls itself do not carry across the wood. They almost wrap around and appear on the other side.
Okay.
The veins very much are in the rock itself, as you've been seeing this whole time. What would you guys like to do?
Do we see any on the bark of the trees, any like living things other than the trees?
You are not quite in the room yet. The closest tree to you is like 40, 50 feet away. You're more than welcome to approach it, but you would be entering this space. You're kind of in like your backs are kind of to the wall in an antechamber kind of situation, if that's what you want to think of. Like,
You want to go in? All right,
So
let's do it. Mrs. Q volunteers herself to step into the hazy glow first.
as you walk in, you can hear your feet echoing very clearly off of the stone on the ground. You notice that the rocky ridges that you climbed down even out very quickly to a very smooth surface, much more easy to waddle on than your way down this route. And as you enter, there is space around this glowing pattern in the middle. You realize this glowing pattern is like circular. So the room itself is circular. The glowing pattern is circular in the middle of this room. You are able to walk around it, walk over it. It doesn't appear to be raised. The glow that you're seeing is kind of flush to the floor, if that makes sense. But as you kind of skirt around it to the nearest tree, to your right or to your left, you can choose. You are looking specifically for living things, so I'm going to get you to make an investigation check.
That is 10.
A 10. Kind of like the rest, since you saw those tiny little salamanders when you first entered this hotspot cavern, the rest of the cavern has been completely devoid of anything, quite frankly. However, as you kind of like look closer at the tree, kind of go to touch it a little bit, you see just a little flicker out of the corner of your eye. And you kind of turn to see, probably like knee height, this figure just made of very gentle, kind of amber colored flame. Just kind of walk out of the wall beside the tree, paying no mind to you, kind of holding like Can't tell what it's holding, but
Hmm.
mimicking holding something.
Holding a knife.
Holding a knife, yeah. No, mimicking kind of holding something in front of its chest, kind of like clutching it. It looks to be very Luma in nature, so very like pigeon-esque. You see kind of hints of like green at the edges of the flame itself. It's very quiet is a good word to describe it. You can see like eye sockets with these like bright yellow, bright white pupils. Kind of got a little bit of a flick to its head itself, and you see it almost wearing a mimicry of a tunic. It kind of just walks by you, walks across, starts to walk across this glowing circle in the ground. Just kind of walks into the wall on the other side.
Hmm.
All of you can see this thing crossing the room from where you are.
Did it just go into the wall, like into a crack in the wall, or just like hit the wall and disappeared?
That one. It kind of like came out from the wall next to one of the trees that Mrs. Q was at, and then hit the wall and disappeared on the other side.
Would I gather that it's like ghost-like at all? Like if it's ethereal, I'm just like tapping into my background.
Go ahead and make either an Arcana or Religion check for me. Aurora, I think that's what it would be. I'll also give history, Arcana, Religion, or history. Take your pick.
I was Arcana was my first pick, so it's a 16.
Sorry, Eric, you're kind of cutting in. And
Arcana was a 16.
You as Aurora instantly recognize that this is very ghostly in nature. Like, no questions asked. With a 16, though, this looks almost identical to that one kind of flicker. That one spirit of flame that I think it was you and Apoc aggravated in the scorched grove above. The one that Astra had mentioned, do not bother and they will not bother you. Is that remembering, you know? Are
Yeah,
you
that
remembering
happened.
it?
That definitely happened.
It's very echo. It was called an echo. Very reminiscent of it.
Leave it alone. I hope so.
I mean,
They seem to just be going about their business, so let's just let them take a walk.
okay.
Should we see where they're going or where they came from?
When you're looking for anything living, did the trees ping us alive? Like these,
I
Oh,
wasn't
interesting.
fell. I just looked.
are the trees living, Mrs. Q?
Is that something Mrs. Q would be able to tell based on her like knowledge of woods and trees?
What did you roll again? I can't remember.
I rolled.
I think it was fairly.
Oh, it was a 10.
It was a 10. Okay. It's very odd because it certainly doesn't look dead. Like it's not withered. You don't see signs of decay. You don't see branches, so it's hard to say if the tree is alive. Not like you can hold a little stethoscope to it and actually hear it. But it certainly doesn't look dead.
I have questions.
Okay.
Like if you held a stethoscope to a tree, would you be able to hear whether it was alive or not?
It's a bad example.
Okay.
Just pretend. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna. You could tap it. You know what I mean? You can't see its insides.
All right, I'll just do it. drag my hand across one of these trees, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants. Hello,
Pull it up real quick.
anyone there? We've come a long way, and we're just trying to figure out where we are. We don't mean any harm. I have some water if you'd like.
You hear almost a sigh is the best thing you can equate it to. No one's spoken to us in a long time. No water, please. Soil beneath is good. Oh, no water, please. The soil beneath is good enough.
Where is this place?
Place is here. Very old, very ancient. We've been here since it's existed. Just not sure where here is.
Do you know who those figures are walking by? Sorry, Mrs. Key, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, ask if you can tell anything about, from where its leaves and branches are.
Oh, yeah.
Further up.
Where's your canopy?
We don't need one. We make sure this place is special. So we are special.
Is there anything else you guys want to ask? Because I'm relaying this to the group.
Who planted them?
Who planted you?
We were not planted. We were grown by one of the beings that created this realm.
Okay. I got one last question.
I have a question.
Oh, L.
Can you ask the tree if this is where the bad fire people came from? Like the bad fire elementals?
Fire has come through here many times. None of it has been bad.
Okay.
It's been normal.
Cool. One last try. One last question. What's your name?
You can give me one. My name is likely long buried with the spirit who made me.
Can I? I think we already had that name in the campaign. You guys have any names?
Oh, long buried, I thought was what the name was going to be.
Ruth.
How about we don't go with Ruth?
I mean, you could go with Canopy. They don't have one, but they could be.
What about Canopy? For our long last friend.
I call you Mabel.
You don't get a response back to that. However, you do kind of get like the sense that it's acceptable. Oh, sorry, Eric. Again, if you're saying anything out loud,
All good.
we didn't.
Yeah, no, all good.
Okay.
Should we have asked like what exactly this place is? What its purpose is?
Lasts for 10 minutes. It can stay running if you want to keep it running.
Yeah, I can pass that. I can pass that question along.
What was the question?
Oh,
What is this place?
like yeah, what is the purpose of this place? The tree doesn't know where it is, but maybe it knows why it's here.
It served as a connection to the home planes of those who made this world. They can travel to and from.
Do they? Travel to and from recently?
They no longer need to. But this is still active because we are still here.
Do you know that there's a forest above that is burning?
No, I do not.
Nice to meet you, Mabel.
It can't nod. Nice to meet you too, stranger.
My name is Aurora. So we're no longer strangers, but friends. All right, all right, guys, let's go.
Go where?
Keep going. Is there a way out of this room? Is there something beyond?
As you have had a chance to kind of get acquainted with this room, you see that there looks to be two kind of offshoots. So, in front of you, as you walk into the room, it's a circular room. The tree Mabel that you've been talking to is on your right. You see a tree kind of symmetrical to Mabel on your left, this circle in the middle, two trees on opposite sides, and kind of on the right-hand side of one tree and the left-hand side of another, on the two far trees, you see two offshoots, two tunnels that seem to kind of branch in different directions. The echo that you saw did not come through the tunnels. They came through the walls closest to Mabel and its partner on the other side. You see two kind of side places. I am going to get anyone who is proficient with Arcana to make an Arcana check for me, please.
$16.
12.
16,
16.
12, 16, 12, and
16.
Elle and Aurora. Aurora, after you have kind of finished your relay of questions to them, and Elle, as you've kind of wandered off a little after your questions, you get closer and closer to the glowing circle of runes in the middle. And you almost kind of feel like drawn to it. It's a little bit strange. And as Aurora finishes up her spell, she kind of comes to join you side by side. And as you both kind of like tweak your head to one side, tweak your head to another, Elle, you start to recognize some of the runes that are around. And Aurora, you've definitely seen something like this before. As it kind of comes to you both at the same time, this is a massive conjuration circle in this room. And Aurora, putting together what Mabel had said to you, you very much get the sense that this is like the door, the gateway back and forth that whoever was using to travel.
Can I pull out my notebook? And I go try and look through the notes from, let's see, it was the Avium, where we had the chalkboard and there was a bunch of formulas. And would any of the runes that I copied down voraciously line up with the runes in the conjuration circle?
Very much so. And you can take a point of inspiration for pulling that out of the bag.
Let's go.
Elle sees Aurora take her book out and thinks, well, I'll take my book out, but she accidentally flips to the page that has like the oiled up APOC and then like quickly starts going through.
Do I see the page? Do I see the page?
Make a perception check. Elle, make a sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand? Okay.
Okay, that's a nat 1. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Well, I got a dirty 20 because I got a +6 to sleight of hand.
Yeah, no, not enough.
All right. You see
Wow.
Elle furiously flipping out of the corner of your eye, but you don't see. It's just like an open and then a furiously flip is what you catch.
Hmm.
That's so good.
Oh.
Well, these symbols line up. There's like I want to say it was some type of spell. I can try conjuring
What are you gonna conjure?
a doorway.
Okay. As long as it's not the dead.
Aurora, I will say with the notebook and the fact that you know this is a conjuration circle, the notebook is very much a get rid of formula and less of a bring here formula. That's what was written on the chalkboard in the AVM like 60 sessions ago.
Okay, this might not be the most useful. Does anybody else have any?
So hang on. Would you have communicated that to us that this is a bring it here spell? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd be as transparent as I can with all of this.
Send it away.
What?
It's a send it away spell.
It's a send it away spell or a bring it here spell?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. There's these ghosts that are walking through this room. I'm gonna try and send them away.
Ooh.
Okay. Paint me a picture. What does that look like?
I start speaking in tongues, trying to read through these scryings. I'm haphazardly working way through, like trying to get the making it sound like it sounds right. Like I'm speaking in a different language that I don't quite get, so like the accent's kind of weird, and I'm
Mhm.
just kind of muttering my way through, but I'm making it look cool.
Okay, that's good to know. As you do it, the ghosts, these echoes, are kind of coming in and leaving. There's no real pattern to them. But if you're going to try and send one away, you can plan it for the opportune moment. As you start speaking in tongues, but in a cool way, you start to kind of see the sigils start to light up on the ground in this circle. Mrs. Q, it's kind of odd. Aurora's accent is absolute garbo, but it does kind of sound like some of the phonetics that you use in a banishment spell. Aurora, as you stumble your way through this and you see the sigils light up and the circle itself light up, you plan the last phonetic, the last sound, the last guttural part of speech for as one of these echoes is crossing over, and you see it, you see the sigil, you see the light on the ground flash the same color as the echo passing by, and you see it vanish. Whatever your highest available spell slot is, you lose it
Whoa.
as you require energy to cast this spell. But you see this thing that was crossing over, this echo, vanish as Aurora casts the spell. You see the glow dissipate once more and just maintain a very low level glow, not unlike before. You get the sense that it worked.
Where would they have gone?
Home? Wherever this door leads.
Just keep making an Arcana check. Mrs. Q, make an Arcana check.
Missed that. That is another 12.
Another 12. As Aurora says, wherever this door leads, it sounded like she was casting a banishment spell. Maybe something that's slightly different from the one you know, but you could read your banishment spell description and maybe get an idea.
Got an idea, guys. Let's all go stand in the circle.
You just keep telling us to stand in the circle?
And we'll cast it again.
Ooh. Ooh. If you like send us.
We can't come back. Right? Unless I can use my banishment spell on the other side to banish it back here. Is that how that works?
We're here to save the grove. We're here to save everyone.
So we need to go talk to whoever's on the other side of this door.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
Well, it would seem that if this is in fact a banishment spell, then if the thing that you're sending is from this plane of existence, which we would be, we go to some kind of demi-plane. But then we only stay there until the spell ends. But I don't know if that would be the case for this. That's banishment spell.
What are we gonna do?
Can you banish yourself?
Doesn't say you can't.
Do we believe that this is the only path forward?
There were 2 other doors in this room we could go through. Or we can see what's on the other
It
side
seems
of this.
like this entire place has been portals and doorways. Why? I don't know. Do we just keep ignoring them and keep going forward, or at some point do we need to go through one of these doors?
Does your blink dagger work between planes?
I don't think it tells me that, so I have no idea.
Well, if we think it's like a banishment spell, and after a certain amount of time it'll send us back here, should we leave somebody here to wait?
But are
We
we
have-
on a different plane?
Not entirely sure.
As far as I know, I would just instantly teleport to where the dagger is. I don't think I've tried going across planes.
Mm.
We could try it with the portal.
What do you mean?
Do you want
If we go back up to the portals, we can test it there.
I mean, okay. If this is a banishment spell, and we just banish the ghost guy who is from this plane of existence, then he should come back. If he does come back, then we know that that's a thing. If he doesn't come back,
I know it's the same one though. Like we made it.
I mean, didn't we see what he looked like?
Alright.
I don't know.
Do they look distinct?
Yeah, the other one was a Luma carrying a thing. The little tufty.
Do they all look
All
like
of
that?
these echoes that you're seeing do look distinct. They're all slightly different. Some are tall, some are Vulpins, some are Luma, some are I forget all of the races or
Mapak.
species, Mapak. They all do look distinct. You can remember the one you sent.
I mean, with how long we've been talking, if it's the same as the banishment spell, then 1 minute afterwards it should come back if it's supposed to come back. So did it come back?
You wait. A minute passes. It does not appear to have come back. As you're talking out loud with this, Astra kind of pipes up at this point. It might not in this case because we don't technically think they're from our plane anymore. We technically think they're echoes from a different plane. Whether that's the ethereal plane or the fire plane, we're not too sure, but they are just embodiments of those claimed by the fires. For some reason they stay, we don't know why. It's not abnormal that it hasn't come back.
Aurora, are you sure about this?
I haven't been sure about anything. But we've got to try something.
Mrs. Q looks around at this group of very people in the prime of their life and doesn't like the idea of sending them through this portal. So says, okay, why don't I go?
I think
You
know,
we all go together.
Mrs.
You
Q,
all go together. How we will ever get back?
Mrs. Q, we can't send you by yourself.
Why not?
You're the best of us.
No.
I feel like between us, if we can go there together, we can find a way home together. I trust you. I trust all of you.
Problems.
Do you only have enough magic right now to how many more times could we try this? Is it a one done and go, or could we send someone first and then the rest of us? If we wanted to try this blink dagger theory. It was your highest spell slot.
We don't know if time passes the same on the other side, though. Right? Like 1 second there could feel like a year here.
So
I'm here for it all or nothing.
So if you're all going, then I'm going too. Someone's got to cook dinner.
Someone's got to eat dinner.
I think our path is set then. Step into the
Al?
Okay. Waddle waddle.
It's all of us or none of us, Al. What do you think?
She kind of looks around. She looks at the other places we haven't gone yet. And then I guess just shrugs and walks onto the portal.
Okay.
I might outlive all of you, so let's just do this.
Not wrong.
Start talking in tongues again. Working my way through the passages.
Is Astra coming?
Astra kind of like watches you very carefully. And as you move forward, you kind of see her shoulders just kind of not shrug, but sort of straighten a little bit. I was going to offer to stay behind in the event that something happened and you didn't come back. At least we could try and find you. But if you are taking the Borealis with you, I am coming. The Borealis is the only thing that's going to be able to save our world here. So if it's about to leave our world, someone needs to make sure it comes back.
Is the DM trying to drop us hints right now?
Again, it's too
Astra
late.
will waddle in. She'll walk in with you.
Grip it
She's
and-
gonna go wherever that Borealis goes.
Grip it and rip it. Go. Okay, yeah, I'll finish the conjuration.
You in there as well? Okay. So as you start talking in tongues again, your pronunciation's like slightly better this time, but then you like fail in other sections. And Mrs. Q, you're kind of like, yikes, it's worse than before. As you start making your way through the formula in the book once more, you lose your highest spell slot that's available to you as you cast. I can also see what you've got available. So
Yep.
you lose your highest available spell slot as you all see the letter or the runes glow. And you all kind of feel almost like a lifting in your chest. You almost feel like you're standing on your tiptoes as Aurora completes the formula, completes the final saying, final speech in her spell, same as before. And you all see your vision kind of go white. And I think that's where we're going to end for the next month.
Let's go.
Dang.
Well, I kind of
We'll
wish we
pick
took
up
a nap. We should have taken a nap first.